See that little white sucker flying there? He's laying eggs. And I'll show you an egg here in a little bit. He is laying eggs, and he'll lay eggs on my cabbage, on my cauliflower, on my broccoli, on my kale. What else have I got in here that he likes? Yeah, that's about it. But when those little eggs hatch, that little caterpillar is a munching machine and can destroy your garden if you're not on top of it. To treat them, when you have a caterpillar infestation, and there's one there, that little white egg at the end of my thumb is what he's laying. And you can remove those just by doing that. Well, it's going to make me look like a liar. There's a bunch of them in here. You can rake it off with your finger, but the problem is that it's going to fall, and it may fall somewhere else. A better option is my lint roller, and I don't have it with me. But you get your cheap lint roller from Walmart, you run it over that egg, and that lint roller will pick it up. I'm getting ready to try something new. I went and bought some half-inch 200 psi PVC yesterday, and I'm going to set up a jig, and I'm going to bend that PVC into an arch, and I'm going to put it over everything that you see here in this row. And I've got a bird netting that is a 3/4 inch mesh or square mesh bird netting, and I'm going to try and cover these guys and just absolutely prevent these little butterflies from ever getting to it, or a moth. But I'm going to try and get this all covered up and see if I can't just prevent them little suckers from getting to my crop. And I'm going to show you my process, and I'm doing it today as I do it. And if I have any success or any failure, I guess in a week or two, I'll update you and show you what I've done. Alright, here's a little heat gun that I'm using. This was inexpensive. I bought it on sale for about 20 bucks. All I'm doing is I'm heating at the top and I'm heating at the bottom, right here where I want the bend to occur. And I've got this held in my right hand. I've got my left hand out on the PVC about 2 feet away, and I'm just going to slightly give it some downward pressure. And that's all it takes. It was that quick. Again on the other side. Got the heat gun in my left hand now. My right hand is about 2 feet out to my right. And I'm applying just a slight downward pressure on that PVC. Heating at the top and the bottom. And there it goes. That's another one that's bent. Leave it set in your jig for a minute or two. Allow it to cool down so that it cools rigid in the shape that we want. If you take it out too quickly, it will move and it won't be at a 90-degree angle here. So let it cool, again, a couple of minutes, and then do the next one. Okay, I've made some progress here. I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the larger frames, and I've got them in the ground. And if you look at the bottom of that pipe at the ground, there is a piece of 3/4 inch PVC. This is the 200 psi pipe, and this has to be 200 psi pipe for this. But I drive it into the ground, and then that 1/2 inch PVC slips inside of it. That way I can take off the arch for weeding, or if I need to get in there to harvest or to apply my weekly feed, I can take it all down and easily put it right back up. These, I forget if I mentioned it, are 18 inches long, and I just drive them into the ground with a big hammer. It's a 3-pound or a 4-pound hammer that I've got, and I actually just strike it right on the end. If you strike it evenly and your ground is not as hard as a brick, it'll drive in pretty easy. The next thing I'm going to do is get my pruners, and I'm going to go down through here, and anything that is going to be touching my bird netting, I'm going to prune it just a little bit short. I do not want them to be able to land on the netting and get to any of my vegetables. So I'm going to go through and prune. Okay, this little project is done for the day. Everything is up. First off, let me make a correction. Earlier I told you the square mesh on this netting was 3/4 of an inch. It is not. It's actually a little bit smaller, and it is 5/8 of an inch. Unfortunately, it's not enough. It's not going to work. I have seen the majority of them will run into it and get discouraged and move on to a different part of the garden. I've seen several of them that land on the netting, and once they're landed, they're able to crawl through and then fly on in to lay their eggs. It was worth a try. It's not going to work. I have since gone in the house and I have ordered some mosquito netting, and that they will not be able to pass through. The mosquito netting is on the way. It'll be here on Monday. As soon as it arrives, I'll bring it out here. I'll pull this bird netting off, put the mosquito netting on, and give it a try. I don't know how much shade the mosquito netting is going to cast onto my vegetables. I don't know if it'll be too much. I don't have a clue, but I'm going to give it a try, and hopefully in a week or so I will post an update and tell you what I think and see how things have gone so far. In the meantime, I'm still going to continue to use my BT. The BT works. I would just prefer to not have all the holes, the little holes chewed in the leaves of these plants. We'll see. Hopefully the netting is going to work, and I will give you an update when I know more about it.